Game number 1, Granit Gaming against Go Next, everybody. Towers of Doom, and we are actually in the second round of the winner bracket at the HeroesHype Premier Series Playoffs. Whew. Yeah, that's a pretty long name, and honestly, like even with bike riding, cycling, and everything around that, you get pretty winded when you come through all of that. Best of 3 series here. The winner bracket final, the loser bracket final, and the grand final are all going to be best of 5s. But right now, we're looking at a best of 3 series, and we have Granit Gaming against Go Next. And on the left side, we get a garage band out. We have a panda band as well. And Go Next, look at that. We have a little bit of an adjusted lineup for them, but we have Wit back. Yeah, he's going to come in with a witty plays here. That was low-hanging fruit, I admit, but believe me, I have a few more left in store when we're heading into the game there, so I'm going to do my best there today. But let's have a bit of a look at the next band. What are you getting rid of? It's Towers of Doom. Means that you could, of course, target a couple of the globals, and one of them already banned out. We've seen Go Next in the past. Actually, we've seen Hold My Beer and Go Next and others starting to drop this a little bit. And we have the Vikings and the Slug banned out. I'm a little bit of an unhappy panda at this point, because I would have loved to see either one of those heroes in action. But as it stands, what do we get? We could still get a Samuro. We had some pretty wild games in Division S North America playoffs on this map, but oh, Tai is starting things off with Zeratul. Yeah, Zeratul again, his wormhole got nerfed a little bit, but Tai loves his auto attack style, so probably going to be the Shadow Hunter build for him. And we're going to have probably, I mean, in an ideal world he plays it with Abathar, but even without Abathar, we should have a lot of fun here just watching him, because Tai Zeratul is definitely something to fear if you're on the opponent's team. ETC comes in, and we have Malfurion together with that as well. So already a slide into the root. The cow wants to go for a little bit of action. No Holy Cow there because there's no Divine Shield, but Malfurion with a good Twilight Dream, if they want to play that style, could rock Zeratul pretty easily. Again, Zeratul has now pretty much received the same talent as the Blade Master in Warcraft 3. It's not as easy for him anymore to blink in and blink out and just get a slash in, whereas the Blade Master in Warcraft 3, for example, could just wind walk in, crit, and then wind walk out. So now there's actually a little bit of a time frame in which you can't use Wormhole in Zeratul's case. And that means that you are vulnerable in that time frame. So a lot of people were not pleased about that, but it's actually a pretty cool nerf, because it still allows for Zeratul to play that style, but he has to be a little bit more careful and can actually be countered. So it's a nice approach that Blizzard went there. And especially on the plastic level, a lot of players were like, my Zeratul is unplayable now. And then Tai came around and just started to rip people apart with his Zeratul, and all of a sudden showed people that there is a way how you can still play Zeratul. It's pretty easy, actually, and it's called Get Good. So, Malthael gets banned out, and we have also a ban on Jaina. So we have, with the setup with Diablo and Zeratul, obviously a potential Void Prison into Apocalypse, and they didn't really want to go up against the ring here, and therefore banning out Jaina. But we've seen this combo for Granit Gaming in the past already a few times, and they did not go into the Void Prison Apocalypse setup. So it's possible, but it's not a must for them. Now we're having also Vala, and I like Vala. Vala's in again, and we have Tyrael. So cool setup already. Are we going to see another support? Kind of doubt it a little bit. I mean, we already have Tyrael with extra shields in, but Vala could always capitalize on another support if she has a chance there. So let's see. Last 2 picks for Granit Gaming. We need an offlaner, and we need a bit of range damage. That's still missing. And we could maybe... Okay, Zul is back. Look at that. The Scarecrow is in action. Okay, if I didn't anticipate anything, it wasn't that. So Zul is getting picked. And let's go. I don't even want to know what the last pick is anymore for Go Next. We have a Zul in play. Greymane. That was actually a curious lack of Greymane in our first series today, considering that he is a staple currently in the meta, thanks to the buffs that he received in the last patch. But we're ready to go. Game number 1, Towers of Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Best of 3 series here at the HeroesHype Premier Series. Let's jump in straight away. Granit Gaming against Go Next. Game number 1, Swarmgrotta. For Granit Gaming on Junkrat, we have Henning on Rhaegar, Lauba on Diablo, Tai on Zeratul, and Fury on Zul. On the right side of the map, go next with Kelvin on Greymane. We are in the winner bracket. They took down their opponent in the first round with a 2-1 victory, if I'm not mistaken. Both of the teams did. Copenhagen on ETC, Wit on Tyrael, and we have Sky on Malfurion with Monka S on Vala, going into the hot pursuit on level 1 after we've seen the Shadowhunter taken by Zeratul. Time to shine, baby! And Zul is a little bit pale, and we'll see how that works out for him here. Why does Zul not get a sunburn on Sky Temple? Can anybody actually just answer that question? It's one of the things that I never really understood. Where's the realism there, Blizzard? What does your physics engine say about that? Ha ha ha! No answer. Thought so. Alright, so ETC already getting rocked into the backline, and Copenhagen is down. Alright, that's a quick kill here, and Granit Gaming opening the game up with a kill. Nice start for them. Also, Zeratul, as expected, heading straight into the Shadowhunter on level 1. Nice! Tyrael immediately wall stun, body block, and Wit is getting dropped down to half HP. So definitely a bit of a scare moment for him. Now they need to make a rotation all the way up to the top to deal with that. It's actually ETC that is starting to take the lane here. A little bit slow on this part, especially Tyrael hasn't really picked a level 1 talent just yet. He's currently waiting around that block party for ETC. And we're having probably the Zoo rotation between two lanes. Good old Alex, the pro G-style, I'd say. Roaming Zool. That made an appearance in HGC a few times too. I would say with mixed results. But yep, there's the camp. One taken on each side. And with the pumpkins in play. Having now Zeratul still sitting tight in the mid lane against Greymane. Greymane is back. Buffed in the last patch. The auto attacks are now hitting more, and in addition to that, the Cursed Bullet has been buffed too, which means that Greymane is now a pretty frequent hero to be picked here. I mean, some of the teams just home in on him relentlessly. So, with that, still the action in the middle of the map. Zul against Greymane, and down here it is Pumpkin time. Trying to get those structures eliminated, or at least pushed away. We're just trying to pressure that out as much as he can. 5 stacks already for the Shadowhunter. And there's again the attack against Vala. Gets jumped out. And our little cowgirl is ready for some action. Whoop whoop. Okay, Zul starting the rotation. Missing out on the chance to take the money pick. That's unfortunate, but he can't have it all. Running straight into Granit, by the way. And Kelvin is able to dish a bit of damage out here. Talking about damage, yeah, Ty gets already attacked as we're having now the multi-shot focus on level 4 and potentially level 7 for Vala. Another nice slide. There's the root. What a nice synergy here from Go Next. The one thing that's always interesting to me is that if you look at comments later on YouTube, for example, to the players, it's just like, oh my god, this guy or that guy played like a bronze player. Oh my god, this looks like my quick match. And at the same time, you're just having plays on a level where no one of the people that comments on these things would have a chance to stay alive for more than a second. The error, or the margin of error in these games is so incredibly small compared to what you see in Storm League, Quick Match, or anywhere else. And people don't really seem to understand the difference. I mean, obviously these days we're not quite getting the level of play anymore that we had in the HGC time, since the regular practices every single day are a thing of the past. But still, every single team that you see in these games on the higher level would still be able to take down 99% of the players that you see in Storm League and anywhere else. Even the teams that consist of Grandmaster players, because there is just a synergy that you will not achieve at that point. But there are obviously gaps as well. Granit Gaming is one of the top tier teams that we have in Europe right now, so is Washed Up, despite the fact that they had a tough time against the former Wind and Rain, against Team Cheese. And, well, in this case, it's now still a question of who wins this one. Because so far, Go Next has actually done pretty well. They had a couple of cool combos already. The kill that they got just previously was really nicely set up as well. Good power slide from ETC, push back straight into the roots, and then the damage on point. That was well done. And with this, we're having, again, the hammer on. They really like that talent. Quicksilver Bullet comes out too. And a little bit more common these days after the wormhole changes, the Seeker in the dark. There's our little play here as Lauber is eating a ton of damage here and gets attacked immediately. Okay, so there we go. Top lane, that's where ETC is currently pretty much alone. Very likely to go into stage dives, and he has a global setup for himself. Also, we're seeing Zul with the Harvest Vitality into the Rim site. That's actually something that we've seen a don't even remember if it was only on the NA side. I think in Europe a couple of teams tried that too. Main tank Zul approach, where you just go for incredible self-sustain and then you have a double support behind him that keeps him alive long enough so that he really gets the vitality back here. It never really worked in the European setup. It was tried once or twice, but never really made it strongly into the meta. There were a few teams that experimented with that, but with mixed success, to say the least. But it was definitely a thing that was attempted for some time. Now, this is not the same strategy that is being played here, obviously, since we still have Diablo in play. Single altar for now, and the interrupt, the Zeratul was trying to channel it. And we have a slight lead for Go Next. I mean, the first altar phase ended in their favor with a 2-for-1 trade. But now it's time to shine, as the 5 versus 5 is starting to open up. So far we don't have the stacks for Zeratul to get the cooldown reduction that he really wants. Nice poke here, good cocktail, and the channel is in. Boom, another 4 shots fired. Zul was already underway, which means that there's experience lost now in the middle to the red team. And that was obviously the entire plan after this. So trying to go in again to already burn this down too and maybe damage that wall a little bit. Experience is the same, and Granit Gaming is obviously playing for level 10 right now. They're saying, okay, early game, let's give them a couple of altars. Let's just make sure that we don't die, and then we see how exactly this is going to pan out here. With this, we're having Fury and Tai already sitting here straight in the middle. An attempt with a Singularity Spike to set something up. The real fight is now going to be over those camps in just a few seconds, because in 15 they're gonna respawn, and that's around level 10. Also, we have here's the quest completed, and that means that now you get the cooldown reduction with the auto attacks, which is pretty sweet, because now we're all talking about the buffed talent. So instead of 1 second, you get 1.5 now, and that really helps you to make up for the lack of having a wormhole here, at least to an extent. Cursed Bullet, Might of the Nerazim. Here comes the stage dive, as previously announced. The bullet comes out too, and Khaldor gets kept alive for just a second. The Apocalypse comes in. Tai wants to go for the kills. Gets some damage in. The Strafe nearly dropping him as Malfurion used the ult to silence him. Moved straight in there. Zeratul jumped in, and then immediately Malfurion, silence! I'll kill you. But yeah, it's not a puppet show, at least not in this game. Here comes another Sanctification, and that's a great one. Good job by Wit. Nice setup for them. Zul already out with the skeletons, as we have another bullet connecting. They're trying for the kill against Tai, but he blinks out. Court mark is low. What a fight! Fury survives too, and unbelievable that nobody has died yet. And as I said, Vala gets wrecked, and all of a sudden Granit Gaming gains the momentum, is looking for more kills. Tai comes in again and gets another kill. Greymane is down. Wit also eliminated. Tries to find a little bit of trade value and gets it against Swampgrota, but not enough to get a kill here. So, yeah, pretty well done. Top lane, well, ETC has taken us back up. We're having in the mid lane another push already out. So that, actually, I think we're going to have one. Oh, no, nobody's rotating mid lane, so they're going to lose the entire experience since they're trying to defend bot lane. Well, Furion is coming in, is at least saving some, but they are already a level behind right now. So, Tai gets attacked here again, but still has the cooldown up and is therefore good to go. A little bit of pressure against Fury at the top side, already using his armor, and Zul is about to be dead. They're trying to get a kill. I was actually thinking Alaba would try and go for a wall stun here, but obviously it doesn't have level 16, so you can't go for a quick one-shot attempt. It's one of the beautiful things with Diablo. If you have a good Diablo player after 16, he just one-shots people. Monka S, well, goes down. Tai again. Tai is just murdering it. As I said before, Tai is insane on Zeratul, and he shows it again. He's honestly a player that would have probably made it in HGC. And yeah, he already had tryouts with multiple teams here. And this, like before HGC was cancelled. And it's actually a bit of a shame, because he has definitely proven in the post-HGC era that he had the potential to establish himself as one of the best assassins within HGC. Again, the potential. If he would have realized it or not, that's a different question. But ever since we've seen him join Granit Gaming, he has been a huge staple of this team and has done an incredible job on not only Zeratul, but a lot of the range damage dealers that he has as well. So we still have a lead, obviously, for Go Next. I mean, they did fantastic in the early stages here. They were, amongst others, able to drop their opponent down to 24 points. There's 4 shots fired on the right side, but up to the top, Greymane gets another one. Kelvin doing well here. Gets another 4 shots locked in. 13 against 12, 5 against 2 kills, and a bell tower taken. But they're still behind on the objective. They're still behind on the objective, at least for now. So, top side. Fury is trying to give Copenhagen a free camp, apparently. Granit is also moving in, and Fury has to move away. Must be a little bit annoying. You feel like a scarecrow, and then one of those stupid cows that are just usually a little bit farther over, sitting on the lawn, comes in. So it's like, thank you for all your effort. I'm gonna take this now. And Ty is looking for a solo kill, and you know what? Ty is getting that solo kill. Ty with the solo kill against Greymane. Once again, showing his skills here, as the rest of the team is holding on to the bell tower down at the bottom of the map. And they're doing well. They're trying to also push in another pumpkin camp. That could also happen for them right now. We're having Monka and Wit already seeing it there. And yep, there's again Zeratul. Zeratul just going for Copenhagen. Gets out, but that means that Zul has a lot of free reign all the way up at the top. And that's the big problem. If Zeratul is able to just freely roam between the mid and the top lane while the 3-man defense is securing that bell tower, then obviously there is a huge imbalance at the top part of the map, and ETC just can't compensate for that. He has no chance to do that. So with this, we're now having Zul starting to move in and trying to get this one. We're having still Zeratul just sitting there, trying to, well, first of all, push these lanes out with a cleave, but also make sure that the opponent sees if he hit points, if he can get easy hits in. 16 would be another big one for them. It's an even. It should be an even trade at the top, which is pretty much what we're seeing right here. So both of them just going for one channel. So that's 4 shots. Sorry, 3 shots against 5, and now it's a fight down at the bottom. And already 27 against 17 points, but we should see another 5 fall of Granit Gaming in a few seconds. It is a 4 versus 4 for now, since Zul is still sitting in the mid lane against ETC. But once level 16 is there, it's time to shine, baby. Malfurion wants to have another silence in there. He's like that old dude in the classroom that just yells at the pupils the entire time. Just like, silence, silence. Yeah. Kind of fits the style pretty well. I mean, honestly, we all had a teacher like this. I mean, did you ever see Malfurion in the game lock screen when he starts to shake his hands? That is not him being excited for the game. That's him rocking full-on arthritis right there. And we all had a teacher like that. And yeah, the only thing that you had to do in order to just waste an entire hour of school, like an entire class, was to simply ask him, excuse me? Excuse me? I mean, it's all nice, but why do we need this for our future? Why is that important? And bam! That class was over. That teacher would go on and rant forever. So yeah, Malfurion is exactly that guy. They need to get him a teacher skin, seriously. And it makes also a little bit more fun to bully him right here. I mean, either way, for now we're having 16 on the board. We have that altar channeled as expected, so 17 against 22. Over here, the attack against Kelvin. ETC comes in, Henning is there, but the doggy is dead. No more Greymane for them. And that's 7 kills against 2 now. That 16 advantage is a big one, boys, and it also means that we have the Bone Spear right there. Zul was always a little bit creepy, but after level 16, he just gets a little bit too antsy. See my Bone Spear, baby. No, dude, I don't want that. TMI, please, leave me alone. That's too much information. Didn't ask for that. That's just a little bit too much. So, Zul is already pushing out the top lane. He's going up against the cow, so we know where his preferences lie, instead of rocking up against Vala down at the bottom of the map. But now we have 8 kills against 2. We're still seeing that Bell Tower held on for such a long time, and they go for Malfurion again! And that's a drop right there. Goodbye, Malfurion. And that's now a chance to actually go for another double channel. And that would put the opponent down to 12 points. So right now there's an opportunity for Granit Gaming to set themselves a little bit ahead in game number 1. Alrighty, so the cow comes in, there's the slide, and there's the kill, and it couldn't have come at a better time. They have 16 now, but there's 5 shots fired, and there's another 5 channeled by Lulba at the bottom of the map. Bada bing, bada boom. 5 shots down. I think it was 5. Not sure. 17 against 12. 9 kills against 3. But Go Next is looking at this and they're saying like, alright boys, let's fight back a little bit and not just roll over and die here. It's time to shine. Time to get back that bell tower, boys. And now we're also having the Manticore for Vala, so Diablo needs to be a little bit more careful. Went straight into his 16 on the other hand, so it's one-shot time. Domination is ready. And that gives him now a chance to show how terrifying he really is. Having in the mid lane, Fury just sitting tight there. And as the rest moves in from Go Next, he's like, maybe I should go to the bot lane. Don't really feel safe here anymore. So, yeah, he goes back to his safe space at the top side against the cow. And there's no actually threat against him. Level 16 gave us the Alpha Killer too. So besides the fact that we have Manticore, we have now the Alpha Killer and the Curse Bullet, which means that Lauba is going to be a priority target. Burn the tank down. Easy peasy. Get the Diablo. Still has 100 souls. Pretty high hit point pool for him. I mean, he's sitting currently at 7,800 hit points. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty decent. Top side. Tai wants the bell tower. Yeah, he's gonna get that bell tower. Look at Copenhagen just running around the bell tower. It's like, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you. And Tai's just sitting there like, no you won't. But have fun trying. Zul in the meantime took the camp top side, so now ETC has to deal with that as well. 20 is already in their hands, which gives us the Twilight Falls, the Mortal Wound, and the Hellgate. And now we're seeing a single altar on the map with still a 5 versus 3 bell towers played. But there it is. It's a trap. And they're going, no, the star. Nice, nice sanctification. Saving the target for just a second. Tai nearly dying regardless, but there's the Ancestral onto Lauba as he receives all of the damage. But now we're seeing Go Next fall low, and they're getting chased. Fury doesn't even know who to go first, but he's trying to go straight in for Sky, and that's a kill. There it is. Tai with another one. It's 35,000 damage for him. He's not really bringing in the numbers like we're seeing from Junkrat, but he's definitely getting the kills for the team, which is pretty amazing. So, bot lane. Fury, Lauba, and Henning are taking back the bell tower, which is actually going to put them, in, at least for a time, into a 6 versus 2 position. And there's the channel from Stramgorda just in time to drop them down to 5. 5 points on the core, just as the bell tower topside gets reclaimed. Which means that you're nearly talking about a boss being able to finish this one. Honestly, it is insane how much control they have over this map. It's honestly crazy. 10 kills against 3, and the map control is just fantastic. They can go for the boss whenever they want, would put the core down to 1 point, but there's still obviously a chance to also take additional bell towers, which they're aiming for now. It's 20 against 20 at least, so we have seen a lot of comebacks on this map. I mean, there's been crazy stuff that happened here. But can Go Next dig deep enough to make that happen? That's the question. Crowd Pleaser. That's the first thing they were getting. Cooldown reduction for them. And Vala now with a Farfly Quiver, trying to go for Dibbles. That's the push against Kelvin. Tai is already sitting there, riding his little goblin. And there's actually a chance for this to happen now. There's the attack. Where's the Crowd Pleaser? Well, it's not happening. Yeah, it's happening a little bit late, but it's happening. Vala is dead now, though, and that's a problem. They're trying to make the play for Copenhagen. He slides out and gets away. Kelvin eats a lot of damage and survives. Oh, ho, ho, Lulba. Okay. Lulba is trying to be funny here. Massive dart into the death zone and still kept alive. Another decent sanctification to initiate the attack here. But that opens up the opportunity for an apocalypse. And now Wit is down. And the counter kill against Tai. Bit of explosion value against Lauba, but definitely not enough. And with Greymane falling and only 2 heroes standing for Go Next, this should be game. Lauba really, really asking for it right now. And at some point, yeah, it's just too much. So he goes down. Fury survives, but obviously with only 5 points on the core, either one of those 2 shrines or altars that are active on the map now will do the trick. ETC can only prevent 1 from being taken, not even that happens. He himself is now also falling. That's a team wipe, that's a channel, and that is game! Granit Gaming with the lead against Go Next after they take the first map of the best of 3 series at the playoffs. Volskaya, ladies and gentlemen. Volskaya Foundry, Granit Gaming against Go Next. Winner bracket, round 2. Winner bracket semifinal. Another way of putting it. Best of 3 series with a 1-0 lead now for Granit Gaming. Go Next got a little bit burned down in the last one. So we'll see if they can fight back into this. They had a couple of cool moments. There were some really nice kills that they set up with good coordination, but they just were a bit overwhelmed with what Granit Gaming really put up against them there. Especially Ty's Zeratul was a problem for them to deal with. So with that said, we're now going into game number 2, and we're going to find out what Go Next has up their sleeves. What are we going to get? First on, what are going to be the bans? Are we maybe going to see Zeratul banned out? It's Tracer, first of all, that they're going to get rid of. So Tracer eliminated right off the bat. Ty is not only good with Zeratul, he's pretty much known for his Tracer plays as well. So that's the first one. There's Garrosh getting banned out again against Wit. And there's the Zeratul ban. Does it really surprise anyone at this point? The problem for them is those are not the only 2 heroes that Ty can play. But Ty has been target banned, I mean, to an insane extent recently. There's the Chen ban again. Nobody wants to deal with the Panda. And yeah, now, of course, the big question. First pick. What are we going to get? Hanzo? They actually picked a lot of Hanzo first in the recent past. I mean, we've seen a lot of that from Kelvin and others. But of course, we're looking at Volskaya Foundry. Could go a different path. We have oftentimes also support prioritized. You could go into an early Tyrande pick if you want to. We've seen Tyrael previously prioritized as well. But it's ETC. You want to play around ETC right now? Could go into a Vala setup with that again. ETC pairs really well with Vala traditionally, especially when he's not on the off lane, just because you have the pushback and can create the space for the hero. So that would be a pretty cool setup. And now the question, what is happening on the other side? Are we gonna see Henry's Tyrande? Yes, we do. And Vala gets picked away. They immediately say, like, you know what? First of all, we know what you're doing. We know that setup. We play that ourselves. ETC Vala ain't happening. And we are gonna pick Vala for ourselves right now because he just banned 2 heroes of Ty, and he has a little bit more up his sleeve than only that. I mean, seriously. Ty plays for them Tracer, Zeratul, Vala. He plays Ophia. He plays Li Ming. We've seen him on Thrall. Like, it's honestly, the guy has a huge hero pool where he's actually good with. So, yeah. And there comes Alarak. Finally. Alright, let's see what he can pull off, my friend. Last time that Alarak was picked in this tournament, he actually lost. So, in the HeroesHype Premier Series, he has a 0% win rate so far. So, we'll see if that's going to change today. Like, probably the most interesting thing that I saw in Division S playoffs North America was actually how many Lily games we saw in the grand final. It's also going to end up on the YouTube channel, of course, but that was really surprising to me. There's the Hanzo ban. Okay, no Hanzo for Kelvin, if he would have wanted to go into that in the first place. That's obviously the next question. Volskaya Foundry. You could play Araxa on the offlane. You could go into Thrall. We could see Crash Lightning here. But first we have bans. And it's a Zarya ban. Yeah, again, that Zarya ban comes because Granit Gaming picked a lot of Zarya in the past, especially in Battlefield of Eternity with Garrosh for the speed barrier. Together with Garrosh, move in and flip a target over. But with their Vala composition, they also paid a lot of Zarya in that second role with Swamp Grotto. Now, they can still go into Tacita, obviously, if they want to play a double support with this. But that ban makes a lot of sense. This is oftentimes the case, really, when people are looking at these bans and saying, like, why would you ban this out? It's normally because there's a strategy on the other side that has been showcased in other tournaments, in other leagues, that they're really, really strong with. And this is exactly one of those examples. But we get something completely different. We have Medivh and we have Stitches. So now we have Stitches into Tyrande stun, and Medivh can always protect Vala as well. So this is definitely an interesting setup that we're now all of a sudden seeing here. Still a shitty skin for Stitches. Just have to throw it out there. The skin police came in and said, like, dude, that is ugly as hell. Please pick Psycho Stitches, pick Chef Stitches. If you have to go for the bikini version, do it too. But that plushie, no. Might look good in theory, but it's not really the way to go, my friend. Cassia gets picked by Kelvin, and they go for Deckard Cain. It's a bit of a... Not quite the setup that I would really expect here, to be honest with you. Deckard Cain is actually not bad on the map here, but Cassia in the setup, we'll see if she actually can get enough. Yeah, Leo comes in. Personally, I prefer the Ice Giant variation of this one, but if you don't go into Mr. Swiffer himself and you don't play around Mr. Clean, then this is still a good skin. Maybe not the tint that I would go for, but I can approve, especially if a money pick is in play or Doubloon. We'll see if he actually puts the right mount in here. But first of all, we're heading straight into map number 2, Volskaya Foundry. Game time! Henning for Granit Gaming on Tyrande. Fury on Leoric, Svamgarotta on Medivh. We have Lauber on Stitches, Ty on Vala. And for Go next, down one game in the best of 3 series with Kelvin on Cassia, Copenhagen on ETC, Sky on Deckard Kane, Wit on Johanna, and Monkaes on Alarak. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Hungry for more on Volskaya Foundry. Honestly, didn't expect him to take the talent. Hungry for more is a real fun one because you can end up in the late game with an insane amount of HP on Stitches. It's honestly, it is crazy. Like, the amount of HP that you can have if you're very diligent about getting those globes is crazy. Stork actually did that for the first time that I've seen it in semi-professional games in Meta Madness, and he walked around with 10,000 hit points several times on Tomb of the Spider Queen, for example. But on this map, we oftentimes see other talents prioritized, and I really don't mind that at all. Patchwork Creation, for example, is pretty good on this map too, but it's going to be fun to see how many stacks he can get. Obviously, there's the added advantage of getting a movement speed advantage over your opponent that he might also be able to capitalize on. 60 is when you max out on it, when you have plus 20. Ty already being a little bit aggressive here. I mean, as he has to be, obviously. But we're going to look into those hooks and stuns that we're going to see from Tyrande and Stitches. Lightning Fury build from Cassia, so far sitting on 2 stacks. And interesting enough, we don't have a move onto the camp yet from Granit. Okay, there we go. Pushing most of the wave out in the middle and then making the move in here. So here we go. I haven't really talked about this in a while, so again, if you're on the map, you want to go into this move at the 1 minute mark. Once the camp spawns, you're trying to take it immediately for the turret. And the reason why you want to be this quick is that when you take the turret immediately as it spawns or shortly after, it means that the next object or the next time that the camp pops up is during objective number 1. So you can always pop back in, grab a second turret and then use that, especially if your opponent screws up a little bit and doesn't get their own. So really, really important. And it's still interesting to me how many players don't know about these rotations there. So a very important one to make. 5 stacks already for Stitches. That's another 150 hit points for him. 4 stacks for Cassia. Yeah, she's getting the value there. Portal control, and Lauber gets away. Svamgarotta with a good defensive setup for them. Obviously, we have our little mech still firing away here. Trying to get some damage in as well. Yep, he wants to be part of the party. He doesn't only want to watch. And again, let's be honest here. Who does? There's the kill against Jojo. That's the first one. They're trying to set it up with another portal. Chase one down again. Sky low and survives. One more hit and Ty would have found another victim. But here we go. In come the level 4 talents on both sides. That gives us this time the show of force. And we have the sins exposed. Objective is also popping up soon. And in addition to that, we're having on level 1 then Portal Mastery, Raven Familiar, and now for Stitches 11 stacks already, plus punishment for Vala. 11 stacks, 330 hit points, right there. So Lauber already working on that hit point pool, and as I said before, if you are doing a good job collecting those globes, you will have a lot of fun in the late game. It's going to become nearly impossible to kill Stitches, especially since this talent actually stacks incredibly well with Devour. Devour is based on your max HP, which means the more you get here, the more Devour finds value, and then on level 20 you can go for the second helping, and whew, you are going to be tough to kill there. So it is pretty incredible. It's a fun minigame. Like, some of these quest talents are really making for fun minigames if you ever end up in a quick match or in a Storm League game where that might become an issue or an option. For now, there's another hook, but without the fishing hook. Comes up a little bit short. Leo is still pushing out the lane stone. Someone will have to rotate over. Go Next has a problem. They have several problems. One of the bigger ones is that level 7 is nearly ready for the opponent. As long as they don't get a kill here, but they do. Tyrande goes down. The kill is there. The hook connects. Oh, but they won't be able to capitalize on that too much since he can't drop Kelvin. Yeah, Cassia is still able to walk away. But with the death timers being low, they should still be able to fight for this. Cassia has now rotated topside. The important part is that level 7 is ready for Granit Gaming. So once that there is a 5 versus 5, Go Next can't fight on the point anymore. They will have to move back. But the kill was definitely worth a lot because they have now a big lead on this. Svamgarotta trying to fight back. Uh-oh, 35 stacks for him. And that's the moment when you're really saying, yeah, I can't die here. No. 17 stacks for Cassia. 109 sadism, by the way, for Alarak. But yeah, Medivh needs to be careful here. You want to complete that baseline. You don't want to die at 35 stacks. That would be an absolute nightmare scenario for him now. And they're starting to fight back in this. It's 7 versus 7 right now, in terms of talents. Celestial Attunement is obviously ready now too. And as I said previously, there's the second one. So there we go, straight in with the second turret attempt. You're obviously aiming for additional item control. And we have quite a bit of item control already for Granit Gaming. It's the healing people. Attack against Leo. He's moving out. Lauba. There's the quest completed, so Medivh can YOLO it a little bit harder at this point if he wants to. And Lauba gets attacked again, gets the shield, and keeps everybody low here. With this low, if they land the hook, then there's definitely going to be more than one victim. Johanna is already down, and Lauba himself still putting in the work here. 14 stacks for him now, one more, and he has another 5% movement speed. And go straight into the Protector. And with the Protector, you are trying to aim eventually for this one. For the top lane. Why the top lane? Because objective number 2 spawns topside, which means that you're trying to take that fountain apart so that your opponent, during the battle for the second objective, won't be able to regain hit points or mana at the fountain. If you can take more, I mean, by any means, take it. But oftentimes, it's not quite the case. There's the stack attempt from Kelvin the entire time. Lightning Fury, one after another. The problem that they have is that there's level 10 already available for Granit Gaming. Big lead for them now. And we have Gorge. It's a kidnap combo. Pedo Muradin would be proud, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need a windowless van if you have a portal and Gorge here. So we are going to see a full kidnap combo with this. We don't quite have Falstad in the mix that could gust the rest of the party away. But all that you need right now is a long distance hook, Gorge from Stitches, a portal set up, and then moving through that to kidnap the target. Once it pops out, Turana gets the stun in, and the rest of the team just pounces on the target and takes it down. So much the theory, at least. But let's see if that works out that way. Nice attempt here. The spray is out there too. Nice attempt by Leo to actually catch someone. Again, you're early on in the game. By the time that your opponent is going to force a fight, you're going to have the talent back. So sometimes you can just throw out in a heroic ability if you know that the next objective is not going to spawn soon. But yeah. So with this, we're now having also 17 stacks for Stitches. He has that movement speed advantage that I talked about earlier. Sitting at 5,200 hit points. And there it is. And that's what we call a kill. The gate is still there, and Johanna... Oh! Falling sword, baby! Get wrecked! Okay, I didn't see that coming. Wit just like na-na-na-na-na-na, and just moves out. I honestly like that. That was awesome. They were so sure that they would get the kill here. I was too. I was saying, like, yeah, she's dead, and then she just uses the falling sword and jumps out there and just shows them the finger. That was awesome. Oh, if that wasn't a fuck you moment, then I don't know what is. 19 stacks in the meantime for Stitches, 24 for Cassia on the level 1. So yeah, well, she has a little bit more work to do. But yeah, that move there from Wit, that was actually kind of fun. Level 20 would be awesome for them. So if they have the cooldown reduction, that would be pretty crazy. And he also wins the cooldown battle there. Leo goes down. Does Leo actually die at all? Isn't he just activating his trade? That's the main question here. Yeah, the poke from the side is happening. Camp was already taken. Short distance hook, and now the bear's on the run. Someone needs a portal. And he can't get that portal. Still alive. Yeah, that hit point pool is pretty nice that he has there. There's the Entomb. Ley line. Look at Kelvin, he's so low. Ty wants the kills, gets the shield, and gets it. Ty then again might fall as well. No, yes. He has the portal. But Alarak gets the kill against Vala. He himself falls too, and that obviously drops the sadism on him, so I'm not sure if that was really worth it. But at least they get the counter kill here. So now we have level 13 versus level 12, 4 kills against 3. But yeah, damn, that game is starting to become spicy. 20 stacks on the side of Stitches, which means 600 additional hit points for him. And well, with that, we're now having him here also with 5% extra movement speed that he already has, which is soon going to be increased to 10 if he gets another 9 stacks. Another 9 globes. And he should be able to get that seriously. Big fight over here. Alarak isn't there. Neither is Vala, but Vala is a little bit quicker than him. They're already going for the cam. Here comes the Valkyrie, straight on the Vala, but out comes the Entomb. Henning with the stuns. The damage. Wit in trouble. Hasn't used the ult yet and could still move out, and that's exactly what he does. But Monka S gets hooked back in, and that's the end of Alarak. Wit is able to escape with a very witty play that he just pulled off. And Henning has already rotated topside again. But they still have the talent advantage. Again, the problem is still the same. The objective is up. You don't have the talent. Now you lose one of the heroes. It's interesting, though, that the objective wasn't really a priority for them. At least not just now. Tai is still moving topside once more. When it comes to the damage output that we've seen so far, we have Vala on 23,000, but Cassia is actually really bringing the pain here as well. I mean, she's sitting at 27, so even surpassing Vala with this, but they weren't able to get the kills in these team fights. Now, I honestly think Ball of Lightning is just a bit better in the setup that we're seeing here, because most of these fights are in really close quarters. But keep in mind that ones that we're seeing now, the cool... Oh, Grounding Bolt. I really don't like it. I'm a big fan of the cooldown reduction with the PS on level 16. Grounding Bolt every now and then comes into play, especially if you're trying to control, of course, opponent's movement speed. But still, I would have loved to see some cooldown reduction here. Once that we have the baseline quest completed, or the level 1 completed, she will still get additional damage. But there's the setup, there's the sleep, and the shield as Vala is protected. Wade jumps out, at least moves away with the Iron Skin activated. Alarak, though, he is dead again. He's not having a good game here. He's getting dropped a lot. And now we're nearly talking level 16 for Granit Gaming. They definitely are showing that they are the big favorite in their series now. There has to be, well, there will be an opportunity for GoNext to bring this back, but it's starting to become more difficult for them for sure. It hinges really on the ability of Cassia to get the quest completed on level 1, get that extra damage, and then try and just like poke and poke and poke with that second charge and make this happen. So we'll see if that works out for them with a continuous poke there, but right now they are definitely just eating dust. Level 16, that gives us also the Frost Shot for Vala, and more importantly, we have the Fishing Hook. So now Stitches becomes a real nuisance. He was already a problem to begin with up to this point, but it's going to become worse and worse and worse from here on out. So now we have 6 kills against 3. We're having still the pressure at the top lane thanks to the camp, and obviously they are taking the fort now in the middle. And as you can see, Leo is already starting to work down here at the bottom, trying to get another one. Portals are in, but can there be any doubt that this fort is going to fall? And this fort, and especially the fountain, fulfill pretty much the same purpose as the one at the top lane that we talked about. When objective number 3 is up, which spawns bot side, and you take your opponent's fort and fountain away, you will have an edge over them, and that's exactly what they're trying to play here. Wit is attempting to flank in from behind. There's the Entomb, there's a seal on the ground too, but I don't think that she's going to be able to make too much. Iron Skin popped early. That might be a problem. There's the slow through the Frost Shot, and the quest completed for Cassia. Alright, double stacks. Now we're talking. Pierce could come out too, but they are working on that keep already. Might not be able to take it, but should be able to damage it a little bit harder. Tai is still poking away, and they have the item advantage. I mean, we're talking 2 turrets at this point. Good poke, good hook. There's the Gorge, there's the portal. Kidnap, baby. And there's the Falling Sword attempt to keep ETC alive, and it works out. The team is there quick enough. But then again, they're going for the counter kill attempt with the Valkyrie, but that didn't hit. That was dodged too easily. In comes Fury. Doesn't have the Entomb just yet, but it's ready in a second. But they decide to back off. There's the turret already dropped. That's another one. And there we have it. The interesting part is that the entire combo around Stitches has so far not yielded them a kill. But they are still pulling off a very successful setup here. And now that Stitches has 30 stacks, it also means that he has another 10% movement speed. Triple Entomb, baby! And where's the damage now? They're fighting again for the top. 60 talents are there, but only for one team. Turrets on the ground. 1 kill against Deckard Cain. Old man bullied by Swedes. That's the headline tomorrow in Aftenbladet. That's definitely going to be a thing. Lauber was actually looking for another hook here. Doesn't have the cooldown ready. But yeah, the bully against Deckard Cain. It's honestly a shame. These days, kids, no respect for the elderly anymore. That's a little bit sad, but what can you do? There's another quick rotation towards the bottom of the map, trying to go for ETC here. That was a little bit too optimistic. Could have worked, but there's obviously another camp to be taken. That's one of the main reasons for the rotation down to the bottom of the map. And with 8 kills against 3 and a 3-level advantage, the boys in blue are looking good. But 16 versus 16 Talons give GoNext another chance to fight for this. The problem is really that Volskaya Foundry is a map that oftentimes is determined by item control and item advantages. And if you look at the inventory that we have for Granit Gaming, then whew, they have so much here. They honestly could turn into international arms dealers because they have so many turrets that they could easily sell them to their opponent at this point. I mean, for a good price, you know, like, who knows. Yeah, Lauber, maybe with another hook. He has a cooldown up on Gorge again, so he could definitely use Gorge here. And vision is obviously granted by Medivh too. Medivh has the vision then the entire time. Lauber with another attempt with a blind hook. Here comes the attack attempt. They want to force a fight. They have finally even talent, so that's a chance for them. That's already the portal control, and Tomb blocking the Valkyrie. Henning gets saved by the Vacuum. The old man gets gobbled up. And there's the interrupt against the mosh pit. There's a falling sword into the back line. A bit of a messy fight there. And nearly the kill. 1, 2, 3. It's a triple, baby. And Copenhagen is going to be taken apart as well. Seems like Granit Gaming wants burgers for dinner, taking the cow down. More beef in the game. And now we have still a 4-level lead. 12 kills against 3. And that is going to be the end of the keep at the bottom of the map. And honestly, it might be the end of the game. They are looking to take that already. They are going straight in for the kill here. And that could be it, that should be it, that will be it. I mean, Lauber is now there too. 36 stacks give him 7,800 HP already. Buried alive is being used against Johanna, and that is the end of her. The rest of the team back in 1-2 seconds, but the shield is already down, and now they just have to burn this. The hook against Kelvin. He came, he saw, and he got gobbled up by Stitches. So now we're having immediately another kill against Cassia, or do we? Yeah, we do. And the core is also falling. Another hook, another kill. Maybe not quite, because Deckard Kane has other plans. They get the kill against Vala. That means that they might be able to save this one. The main damage dealer is all of a sudden done with. There's 3 heroes ready for the defense. 42% on the core. And it looks like Granit Gaming will have to back off for now. Or do they? 39, 36. Henning is still attacking. They're gonna get this regardless, don't they? Fury is still slowing them down here. He's willing to sacrifice himself, but here comes the jump onto Tyrande. 20%, 18. They're going for the core. They're trying to take it. 10, 9, 1 down. Tyrande dead. 7%. Yeah, they're gonna win it. And that's game. That's a 2-0 in the series against GoNext as Granit Gaming moves on to the winner bracket final. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.